I'd been trying to get partnered on Twitch for like 2 years, and I've been declined every time, and I had no reason. It didn't matter what metrics I had, no matter how many viewers I was averaging, no matter how many subs I'd gotten, no matter how much time I streamed, I would get declined every time, and I don't know why. So we came up with this giant running joke, really, in between, like an inside joke between me and a couple of communities. We all called myself a brand risk, right? Because of my Tourette's and stuff, and because of some of the crazy borderline terms of service things that I would say, and the stuff that I would shout, etc., etc., etc. And yeah, like it became a massive inside joke, and I'd always get the decline partnership for Twitch. I finally got partnered on the 8th time that I applied.
Welcome to TARDUX, a podcast for content creators to come on and share their stories, experiences, and advice. And today I have ThatTourettesGamer. Ben, welcome.
Hey, what's going on, dude? Thank you for having me on. Honestly, it's an absolute pleasure. I've been a fan for quite some time now, and if it wasn't for one of my mods, Spring Peak, massive shout out to him, then I wouldn't even be here today. So massive shout out to Spring, man. It's an honor to be here, bud. It's an honor to be here, man.
I appreciate it. Yeah, Spring reached out to me, and I love getting people reaching out and asking for, suggesting people. And he reached out and said, yeah, you gotta have Ben on. It's like, all right, let's do this.
I appreciate it so much, man, honestly. It's not my first rodeo, and I'm really excited to get this going and talk to you about whatever you want to talk to me about, man. I'm open to everything, so wherever you want to go, whatever we do, let's do this, man.
Okay, so the way we start the pod off is we do 3 random questions. So, ready?
Go on, hit me.
All right. So you're heading out to your favorite place to eat. What are you getting?
I'm straight up getting a pizza, bro. Straight up pizza or steak. One of the two. I love steak, man. I love pizza.
What's on your pizza?
One of them dudes. What's on my pizza? God damn. People are going to hate me straight away. I'll chuck all the pepperoni on there. I'll chuck the pineapple on there, man.
Nice.
I'll chuck the mushrooms on there. I'll chuck the ham on there. I'll chuck everything on there. You know what I'm saying? I love that shit. But I'm a weird guy, right? I've been flamed in the past because even though pizzas usually have a tomato base, right?
Yeah.
People call me sick because I'll put, like, if I get it in like a pizza box or whatever, I'll just grab a bottle of ketchup, bro, and dollop a lump of ketchup in it. See, now you're going off. See, people think I'm evil for that, but the ketchup tastes different to the tomato ketchup that's inside the pizza base. I get flamed for that.
I think we may need to end this podcast right here.
All right, I'm done. We're done. It's over. It's over. It's done. Thanks for having me on, bud.
Actually, there's over here. There's a couple of places that do a cheeseburger pizza with they sprinkle a little bit of ketchup on, some relish, and it's good, man. It's a little mustard. Yeah, it's a nice combination.
Sounds good, man.
All right. Second question. So now you're walking through the apartment, the house, TV's on the background. What show will you stop or movie and you got to sit down and watch it?
Anything wrestling related.
Okay.
Yeah, huge wrestling fan. You know what I mean? I put it on for background ambiance when I'm not live and stuff like that. And I just put it on and simmer in the background. My cat will just be chilling on the sofa watching it, man. My cat is cracked. So I usually put things on for the cat. I'm one of them dudes. You know what I mean? I'm a cat owner. So I just put things on for the cat and just let stuff run on YouTube or whatever like that. But I wish I had the time to watch more series and shows and stuff like that, man. Honestly, I really wish that I did. Unfortunately, I don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything wrestling related, man, is on the TV, bro. I'm good to go. I'm involved.
All right.
I'm done.
Any certain type of, like, you guys have a certain wrestling you guys follow over there, or you just, anything?
So there's a lot of indie promotions everywhere all over the world, right? The UK is not, again, it's the same in the UK. We have a bunch of indie promotions, stuff like that. But man, I just watch WWE, dude, and AEW and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Usually I have reruns of all the old stuff that just play on my TV because I can never let it go how great the golden days were and stuff. I'm 33 years old now, you know what I mean?
Yep.
I grew up with that stuff as a child, so I just got random reruns from like the early 2000s on and shit like that, man. I love all that stuff, man.
Excellent. All right. And final question, best thing about where you live?
Best thing about where I live, the beaches.
Oh, okay.
The beaches, because I'm on a coastline. I live in a tourist town, right? We call it a tourist town. So I live in the South Wales, right on the coast between Swansea and Cardiff, which are like predominantly like the two most known cities in Wales. And obviously you've got Bristol and stuff like that. But I'm in between Swansea and Cardiff. It's a really popular coastal town. It houses one of if not the biggest like caravan holiday site in like in Europe. It's huge, man. It's like a 20-minute walk away from my home, you know. But we're surrounded by like six to seven different beaches all along the coast. You know, so
nice.
that's what I love about it, man. Because
cool.
I can't tell you the amount of time I just chuck my AirPods in, bro. Doesn't matter if it's 2 a.m. I don't care. Those are the best times, actually. And I just go walk along the beach, man. Listen to the ocean, dude.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Get a full sky of stars, man. It's super chill. It's super chill. It's so nice, man.
Yeah, nothing beats the smell, the sound of that ocean, man, and just the I'm right there with you.
Yeah, dude. Like I'm lucky of where I'm at because I basically live on a street which leads directly to the front of the ocean. It's like a 5-minute walk up my street, right? So I'll open my back door behind me some nights, dude.
Yeah.
I'll just open it and you can hear the ocean. You can literally hear the ocean from my house. It's insane. You know, I live in a tree house, but I live in a ground floor apartment basically with a garden, man. So I just swing the back door open, dude, especially in the summer. Yeah, you can hear the ocean from the distance and stuff like that. It's mega chill, man. Which is weird because the way I am and such. Like the way I am and such and all that, you know what I mean? It's like completely the opposite, you know?
Yeah.
But like, I'm also like really chill at the same time. I never find a balance. I'm either I have one gear, which is go, right?
Yeah.
That's my gear. Fucking go. And it's that simple, right? But it's either I'm full send or I'm no send and I'm just chilling, you know? You know, there's no balance. So yeah.
Oh,
that's a good thing about living on the coast, man. Just get to listen to the ocean and shit.
Yeah, when you mentioned caravan, you know, over here we call them trailers, but when I hear caravan, I think of my favorite movie, Snatch.
Snatch, yeah, man. Snatch is Snatch. Probably one of the biggest hits to ever come out of the UK, in my opinion.
Yeah,
fucking
absolutely.
fantastic movie. Everyone in the UK knows Snatch, and everybody quotes it. And we all love that movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, essentially that's what it is. Just like thousands of trailers. That's what it is in a giant park, and it's like a big resort. It's like a resort. You know, criminals that can't go abroad on holiday to Spain and stuff, they'll just come here for like 2 weeks with their family. You know, it's their holiday break. Because they can't get on a fucking plane. You know what I mean? One of them places.
Oh, shoot. All right. So let's jump into this. So if people don't know right now, you have Tourette's. So, you know, how would you describe Tourette's to people who don't know?
So in the simplest form, right? The simplest form I could explain Tourette syndrome and my experience, my experience of Tourette syndrome is, think of sneezing, right? I say this all the time. So think of sneezing, right? Do you know when you feel a sneeze coming on?
Yep.
But it's not there, right? It's priming, you know. It's priming. You're getting ready to go, you know. There's a build up before you sneeze, right? And you can't help it, essentially.
Yeah.
You know, it's a hard thing to suppress, right? Think of sneezing. But it happens so much faster. So much faster.
Oh, so you can't prepare for it at all. It just...
Really, essentially, really. Essentially, you don't even have the time. Fuck my ass. Do not fuck my ass. Like, just like that. Just like that, bro. Just like that. Just like that. And it's that quick. It's that quick and hitting, dude. Yeah. So it's like sneezing very, very fast. But think of and you're doing it probably like a couple of thousand times a day.
Yeah.
All depending on how your day is. You know?
Yeah.
So...
And do you find that it happens more when you're anxious, or there's no pattern to it?
Yeah. So when I'm anxious or I'm in deep thought and stuff like that, I'll switch clean off and you won't hear nothing. But it's when I'm excited.
Oh, no way.
It's when I'm excited for something or whatever, and I'm in that mood. I just can't stop, man. I keep going and going and going. Yeah. But also at the same time, I can get myself into some volatile situations and I'm just going off. I'm just going, for example, put me in a situation where if you shouted something or whatever, it's going to make people go like, it could cause you like danger. For example, say I'm walking through an airport and there's armed guards with guns.
Oh.
9 times out of 10, I'm going to shout that I have a fucking bomb in my bag, and there's nothing I can do about it besides put my hands up and go, I have Tourette syndrome. You have a choice here. You either believe me, right? You either believe me or you're searching my ass. And there's the only way it's going to go, because I'm not like Lloyd Christmas from Dumb and Dumber that can pull out his limousine driver card and go, okay, I'm a Tourette syndrome sufferer with my special rainbow ID.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't be bothered for all that. I'll just tell people, I have Tourette's if that happens.
Wow.
And it has happened. It has happened to me too.
Holy
It's
cow.
happened. Yeah, it's happened to me, man.
Wow, that's crazy. So now
That's a day in the life.
I'm sure it wasn't easy growing up, and getting to this point. I saw a video you were in. You were talking about, like, in school, they put you in special needs class, and because they didn't know what to do with you.
Yeah, yeah, and that was like a big mistake on their part, because they actually didn't know what to do with me.
Right.
I remember like it was yesterday when it first started happening. I'd be sat there in like biology, man, chemistry class, which one it was, and like I'm halfway through a lesson, and like the deputy, the head of the year of our school, of our year in school, will just like walked into the class. It's like, Ben, you need to come with us. I'm like, what the fuck is this? An interrogation? I'm doing my work. What do you mean you need to come with us? And I've gone from writing up things about photosynthesis and science and everything like that to then spelling 4-letter words in a book.
Oh my God.
In a coloring book. Like,
you must have been so
within like
incensed.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
It drove me insane. Like, I was like, what are you doing to me? I was like, what are you doing to me? My mum came up the school. I was like, you need to call my mum right now and tell her what's happened. They called my mum and told her what's happened. Within 10 minutes, my mum was up the school going insane, Because like, yeah, man. Yeah, my mother backed me hard back then, just because of things like that used to happen, But hey, it is what it is, I guess. You know, they didn't know how to handle it back then and stuff like that, because no one in my school had Tourette's.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really different for them. And obviously, I don't really care that they handle it in such a bad way.
Yeah.
I found it funny. I found it funny, like especially when I look back now, is crazy. But yeah, it's just one of them things, man. And over the years, Tourette's is kind of. I would it's definitely like a really well popular known condition because of the internet, you know?
Yep.
Because you know what the internet does to everything. It exposes like everything to millions of people around the world every day, billions, So Tourette's is like Tourette's is nothing now. Everyone knows what Tourette's is, but back then people didn't.
Yep.
Especially when I was much younger when I got diagnosed with it.
Yeah.
It wasn't even. It really like wasn't a known thing back then.
Yeah.
So like when I first started ticking, because it's hereditary, right?
Oh, okay.
But a lot of the times it isn't too. It's weird. But mine was hereditary because my nan had it. My grandmother used to make so many noises. My nan lived through 2 world wars, right? And my nan was cracked. She lived through 2 world wars, dude. She'd seen it all, man. You know what I mean? She gave birth to 12 children.
Holy cow.
Yeah, she's from the heart of London, so she's a real Cockney, thick accented lady.
So she had some stories to tell.
Oh, all of the stories, man. And I used to stay there around her place when I was younger, man.
Yeah.
My mum worked several jobs and stuff when I was growing up, etc. So I always used to notice that my nan made loads of noises and stuff like that. My mum never really talked about it, etc., etc. It was. It was only many years later we was like, basically your nan had Tourette's, but obviously she never went to a doctor about it, nothing like that. Right. And it makes sense now. So I think whatever she had skipped my mum and went straight into me. But I didn't develop it until I was about 8 to 9 years old.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I remember my life before I started ticking.
Oh, shoot.
How crazy is that, man?
That is wild.
Yeah, and it just came out of nowhere one day.
Holy cow.
And I never stopped since. Yeah. And I got diagnosed in 2001. So if I'm correct, that means I was 10 years old when I got diagnosed.
Yeah. Holy crap. That's wild.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking wild story, right?
That is wild.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah. So my mum thought it was a running joke as well, because when I first started ticking, she thought I was just being a child making funny noises.
Right, yeah.
But then when it didn't stop, my mum was like, "Okay, Ben, what is this?
This is real,
What can you get?" And she's like, "You know what I mean? Like, try not to do that and stuff like that." But I couldn't stop doing it, you know.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where I think I'd fried my mum's brain so much with it. I used to run away up to my bedroom and stuff, put my head in the pillow so I could shout into it and then tick into it and stuff like that, man. And blah blah. And it wasn't long then before I was taken to a psychiatrist to get a full diagnosis.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know what it was. I didn't even know what was going on, to be honest with you.
And
I didn't really know what was going on.
Do they try to treat it, or is it just something you have and that's life?
It's just something you have. It's like my brain misfires because it's a neurological disorder, and it's to do with it's just to do with my brain misfiring and stuff like that. All that type of shit. A lot of studies show that it's to do with your jaw, nerves in your jaw.
Okay.
And stuff like that, man. And because I have an incredible underbite. I don't have an overbite like most people. My teeth ain't straight. I have an underbite, so my bottom teeth, like, they overlap my top teeth. If you look at that. Yeah. So, I think science proved that it's to do with the nerves connected to your brain that's in your jaw as well. But to be honest, man, even like there is cures out there for people. There are cures and medications, stuff like that, bro. But to be honest, man, I believe that, like as much as I tick and stuff like that, I believe my mind is mine.
Yeah, it's who you are.
Yeah, it's way too late for me to even consider or even want myself to like get it cured and stuff like that, man. So I am me. That's the way it is.
And you're happy.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
yeah.
all that matters,
I'm totally content with it, man.
Excellent.
There's a thing people say as well when they first meet me. Like people say it as a kind of like a sympathy thing or something. They're like, "Oh, Ben, you're so brave about it. I'm so glad. I'm so happy that you've learned to accept it and stuff." It's like, I didn't have a fucking choice but to accept it. I didn't learn to accept it. I've got this shit. And I always say that joke to people and they laugh every single time.
Well,
every single time. You know, but that's me, bud. That's me.
Absolutely.
Simple.
All right. So, Ben, let's go back. When did gaming start? This is the whole purpose of this podcast, is talk to, gamers and creators. So where did video games start for you?
Time for the juicy stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, my mother bought me an Atari when I was a child. I think I was like 3-4 years old.
Yeah.
So ever since, I'm one of these like cliche gamer stories. Basically, I was playing video games since I ever learned how to hold a controller, and it is as simple as that, man. I started. I remember it like yesterday. It was this Formula One racing game on the Atari, and it was the 2600. And it just went from there. I couldn't get off the thing, man.
Nice.
I couldn't get off the thing. And as my years went on, my mum just got me more consoles every year. I was fucking addicted to video games at a young age, man.
Yeah.
Like, I was a little bastard, so I used to go out and play in forests and trees and do all of that stuff. But every waking hour that I'd spent at home was on a video game.
Yep.
End of story.
You're a kid,
that's the way it
normal
was.
kid.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah.
I used to love skateboarding and stuff and rollerblading and stuff. But dude, every waking hour that I spent in my home, I was on a video game. Like, I was terrible, man. I loved it. So through the years. Through the years, man, I basically had it all growing up. So every year I'd get a console or such. So I went from like the Atari onto the Mega Drive, onto the Master System, and the Master System, Mazda's Master System onto the Mega Drive. From like the Mega Drive onto the SNES, onto the Super Nintendo. Yeah. From there, I ended up with a Nintendo 64. Went from there to a Dreamcast. And it just keeps going on because the way it worked was right. My mum worked 3 jobs. My mum was a hustler, right? I never knew my father. Yeah. Apparently my dad was a taxi driver, and I was a 30-second accident, right? No wonder I escaped with Tourette syndrome, bro.
Oh God, that's a good.
Life could have been a whole lot worse, man. You know what I'm saying? That was a 30-second accident, ready to happen, and I fucking did. So my mum worked 3 jobs growing up because life was really hard for her back then and stuff like that. So she worked like 3 cash in hand jobs, worked for like 3 different restaurants, man. She knew a lot of people, dude, and. What she used to do was every year, because I'd beg for a video game console, because that's all I ever wanted was video games. Yeah. Basically, I had an auntie and uncle, right, who had basically I have 4 cousins with my auntie and uncle, and one of the cousins was like the super nerd, basically.
Okay.
That's super nerd. So, and they had money and jobs and stuff. So what my mum would do was every time they bought my cousin a new console, every year, my mum would literally buy me his consoles, because as he got his upgrades, I got my upgrades.
Yeah.
Second-hand upgrades from the family. So that's how I was able to get consoles all the every year, like, you know, because of that.
Oh,
and
shoot.
it just, I never stopped playing games, man. I have so many memories of games. Like, I remember, fuck, dude, my mum thought I was like an insane child, because some of the games I would play, like to be honest, when you, like, especially back then, when your mum buys you video games and stuff like that, she just wants to see you happy.
Right.
She doesn't really know what you're playing, you know?
Yeah.
So when you have like a 10-year-old kid, 9-year-old kid that's running through Metal Gear Solid, right? Learning about the Cold War and government black projects and all this stuff, and I'm soaking all this information in. My mom's like, "How the fuck are you playing that game?" And like, I'm just like, "I love this game, Mom. I love this game," and stuff and such like that, you know. So yeah, man, I have like my whole life is based on video games, man.
Nice.
I'm a certified addict. I live for this shit.
And now, over the years, what are some of the games that stick out for you that are just some of your favorites?
God damn, I'd start with Metal Gear Solid, and like 100%. You know what I'm saying? Like that was just so good to me. Games like platformers like Abe's Odyssey, and stuff like that, Oddworld and stuff. Oddworld games, and like these, like games like these, they have way more of a sentimental value to me, because my mum worked so much. I used to get a lot of babysitters as well.
Yeah,
and some of them were like my cool whiskey beer swigging uncles and stuff like that. But they were gamers too, right? So I always used to kick it with my uncles, and we'd play Abe's Odyssey and stuff like that, man. You know, so these games have a real sentimental place in my heart, man. Like Resident Evil's also so good, dude. Yeah, so good, man. All the goddamn, I could reel these things off all day, man. There's so many games that mean like so much to me, dude. God, when I get asked these questions, my mind just goes, because I have so much knowledge about so many games.
Yeah, you brought up a good point there with the game and just the connection with other things that you were playing with your uncle and whatnot. Like same thing. Like I've got 3 kids. I remember when my 6-year-old, we were playing Star Wars Lego, and it was his first video game that he got into, and it was just those things that tie video games and just great memories.
Dude, I love that, man. And that's it. Like, there's a lot of video games out there which, from my childhood and stuff, which gave me like such sentimental values, man. Because I used to like either play them with my friends or with members of my family that would babysit me. Anything like that, man. I could go on about this all day, man. But Metal Gear was the one for me. It's at such a young age, and I don't know what it was, because I could barely understand the English. Mm-hmm. Not that good anyway. You know, I could barely understand what anyone was on about in the game, but I can't remember what forced me to be so addicted to that game when I was younger, man.
And when it comes to streaming, what made you hit that go live button to begin with? God
damn, this is a story. So I have a group of friends in my town, and we all like back then as well. But we all gamed together. We all played we all played games together, man. And we used to laugh so much and have such a good time together. Most of the time they're laughing at my tics and what's coming out of my mouth anyway, right? But we've all known each other for many years. We went to school together and stuff like that. It's one of them things where we all knew each other in school. We didn't really hang out as much. Like, we all were into the same thing. We all kind of skateboarded and stuff like that, but they were into a way different friend group than I was. And then I ended up linking back up with the dudes like many, many years ago. And we all started hitting games together and stuff like that, man, blah, blah. This went on for a long-ass time. And they kind of coaxed me into streaming. Like, I always knew what streaming was and Twitch and stuff like that, right? But I never like watched any streamers, because I had that thought in my head. I'd be like, why would somebody watch somebody else play a fucking video game?
Right, yeah.
Right? So I never really gave it a second thought. I was dead against it. I was like, why the fuck would I watch someone else play a video game? Why am I going to do that? So it didn't interest me. Right? At all. But I knew what Twitch was, right? And then my friends were kind of like, Ben, you should stream. And I'm like, why? Why would I stream? Why would someone watch someone else play a video game? I don't even watch people play video games. I'm too much of an addict myself. Like, I'm just having fun doing this right now. Why would I do this? Yada, 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 yada. And eventually I kind of caved, right?
Yeah.
I kind of caved. So I remember when I first started streaming, I come up with an account name, come up with my handle and stuff. So I had my Twitch account actually, right, for like, I think I had my Twitch handle for like 2 years before. For like 2 years, 3 years before I started streaming. So my account date is actually way longer than my actual stream time and how long I've been streaming. How long I've been streaming for. You know, because there was a time where I wouldn't, like, I did watch it very quickly. Like, you know, I didn't really think much of it. You know, like I said, why would I watch someone else play a video game, right? I didn't really think of it. And but I always had my handle and stuff like that. And I was a different name back then. And my friends just, they kind of coaxed me into doing it. So I started streaming, and I'd play like random games like Path of Exile, and stuff like that. I didn't know nothing about the Streamerverse really at all. I just like put I had my like Blue Yeti mic, which I put on top of a piece of styrofoam.
Yeah.
To make it level with my mouth. I had an old webcam, man. You know what I mean? I had all of that. I just started streaming for my friends, right? So they could watch me, and I kind of enjoyed it, to be honest with you. Yeah. Because like my 4 friends would like come pop in and out and say hi to me and watch me and stuff like that, just to get a laugh out of me. So I would sit there, just like speaking to myself and playing games, right? And that's what I did. And I spent quite a considerable amount of time in that phase streaming to basically nobody besides my friends that would pop in now and again to say hi, because they would support me that way, you know what I mean? But it was very rare that I would see an account name that I didn't know that was talking. I was like, holy shit. Hey, dude, what's up, man? Blah, blah, blah. So I spent a very long time streaming to essentially nobody, right? Yeah. But I still enjoyed it. I knew nothing about the industry at that time, nothing. I just pressed go live and I played games and I talked a bunch of shit, and I didn't really. There was no schedule, there was no time frame, there was nothing. I didn't have the amount of hours I'm going to stream. Nothing. I didn't think about any of that. I just went live and played games when I felt like it, on and off for a while, and that was it. And then I stepped away from it for a few years. Yeah. I think it was a few years anyway. I stepped away from it so I could do other things in my life and stuff like that, and try to make some money, etc., etc. You know what I mean? And then I kind of learned then about streaming. So I stepped away from streaming, saved a bunch of money, and I started delivering Chinese food. I got my car and stuff. I think it was during the stage I started to learn about streaming. I started to watch like after that spurt I had of streaming myself and streaming to nobody and stuff like that, and getting absolutely nowhere with it. But I didn't go into it with intentions of going somewhere anyway. Right?
You did it for fun because your buddies told you to do it.
Yeah, exactly. I was just streaming, and then I started watching streamers a little bit more and stuff like that. And I was learning stuff, and I was learning stuff, etc. And because I play games so much, something clicked with me one day. And I was like, you know what? I really want to actually give this a go. I really want to actually stream, because it seems like essentially it seems like a crazy way to live. Right. You know? Yeah. And I don't know, man. I wouldn't consider myself as like an average fucking Joe dude, you know? I like to do anything that's anything that's crazy and fun. Yeah. Right? Anything like that. And I was like, this is sick. And there's so many, people were making me laugh, man. Like some streamers were just making me laugh, and I was like, these guys are sick. And I was like, I'd love to be like these dudes. This is sick. I was like, it's as simple as that. I was like, I'd love to be like one of these dudes, man. You know, like your Summit 1Gs and stuff. I was like, because I fucking love Summit 1G, man, and watch it. And I was like, I'd love to be like these guys somewhat. I picked streaming back up again, right? Yeah. But before I went back to it, I'd watched streamers basically religiously and learned everything on the internet about streaming, etc., about tech, about everything that, like, basically, well, most things that you need to know as a streamer, right? And I've I kind of put a schedule in place and stuff like that. I invested a decent bit of money into my equipment, and then I started streaming with some form of schedule. At the same time, I was delivering Chinese food. In my car, because that was my job, because unfortunately I'm not going to pity party myself because there's no need, but when you have Tourette syndrome, like I've been really good on this cast so far, I haven't gone off that much because I'm going full into talk mode, right? but so when it comes to that, my mind's just gone blank. So I was delivering Chinese food, and I was streaming at the same time, right? But when you have Tourette's, it was hard for me to get a normal job, a normal functioning job. That's what I was trying to figure out. Yeah. So it was hard for me to get a normal 9-to-5 job, etc. I'd worked as janitors in the past. I worked as a janitor for a major UK corporation and stuff. Yeah. And they treated me like shit, but I didn't care because I was working in the hours that the store wasn't open in the early hours of the morning and stuff, cleaning the stores and stuff. I've been a dishwasher for a few establishments. I even helped run a pub for a considerable amount of time, so I know how to work a bar, man. Yeah. I'm a qualified plumber. I'm a plumber. Oh, shoot. Like, essentially, I'm a qualified plumber. But again, it's just so hard to be in that industry because people don't give you a chance. You know what I'm saying? I'm a qualified IT technician, which I learned. I got all my qualifications with this stuff. I have a pretty stacked CV and a lot of experience. Yeah. But when it comes to crunch time and actually being taken on for a job, it's hard. It's very, very hard
because
for me.
People view you as a risk, or
yes,
it's like,
exactly, exactly. Like I'm some sort of fucking bearded anomaly, that just makes noise. But hey, I can get the job done, regardless of how many noises I make. I get shit done. So when I was talking about when I started streaming again and delivering Chinese food, I digress heavily. I'm sorry.
That's all right, dude. Hey, it's your podcast. We can go up and down anywhere.
I know. I'm terrible. But when I came back to streaming again, and I started like going at it, for like quite a considerable amount of time and stuff, things started happening that I never thought would ever happen, and it was it was fucking crazy. Oh, wow. It didn't take long before I started averaging like between like 20 to 30 people that watched me, sometimes up to about 35, 40 people. I was like, what the fuck? And this happened in like a few short months. Yeah. And it took like 3 months or something. I was streaming most days of the week and in the evenings and stuff like that. Yeah. And the nights that I wasn't streaming, I would do Chinese food deliveries. Yeah. And then my Chinese food deliveries would clash with my streaming because I wanted to stream so much. I didn't want to go deliver the Chinese food, but I had to make money. Yeah. So I was just like, fuck. And stuff like that. I was always torn between it. Like I was always torn because people would ask me, "Oh, Ben, are you streaming, dude? Are you streaming?" Right. I've got like 10 people like, "Ben, you streaming? I want to hang out with you tonight. Ben, you streaming?" And I'm just like, dude, I'm sorry, I'm working. I'm doing Chinese food. I'll try to get on tomorrow. I'll try to get on. And I never really knew when I was going to work my delivery job. She was really volatile because they had different drivers, etc., etc. So they would call me when they wanted me to work. Right. And my shift would basically be from when the store opens at like 5 p.m. and they shut at about 12. So I'd spend my whole evenings. I'd spend my whole evenings doing Chinese food and stuff like that. And it was when it came to a point where some nights I would make as much money because for some reason I thought, this is crazy. People are actually subscribing to me. Some people are donating to me and stuff like that. Yeah. And it got to a point where I was like, some nights I actually make as much as my Chinese gig. Yeah. I was like, this is fucking crazy. And I loved streaming so much. And because I was able to financially support myself enough. Yeah. If I let go of my Chinese food delivery gig. Yeah. Because I could support myself enough without it is why I eventually quit and delivering Chinese food, and to go straight into and to go into streaming more. And I did.
So this is full time. You're a full time streamer now.
Basically, yeah. Yeah. Basically, yeah.
Over the years, were there certain events that happened that all of a sudden the viewership increased, or it was just it just sort of naturally happened?
It's a mixture of both. It's a big mixture of both because when I first started streaming, I was doing a shitload of variety stuff. Yeah. I'd just play what I wanted and stuff. I used to do a lot of horror games, used to sweat a lot, in Call of Duty, stuff like
Yeah.
that, man. I used to, because I love first person shooters, dude. I love when I'm not streaming, I'm probably playing an FPS game, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I love playing FPS games. Love sweating on those and such like that. So I was playing a lot of variety. So I'd have all sorts of people like come in and out. Sometimes nobody at all. Blah blah blah. You know what I mean? But I always had like a very very small core bunch of people that would turn up for me and watch me just to hang out. So back then it was very different to where I am now with it. So I was doing a lot of variety, a lot of different stuff, from platformers to shooters to horror games to racing games to whatever. Man.
Yeah.
To whatever, you know. And then I found roleplay. Like, it was like, I can't remember how long it was there. I think it was like a year later when I took streaming seriously.
Yeah.
Because that's what I call it. I call it the whole serious phase of when I stopped delivering the Chinese food and then started upgrading my stuff and pooling money into it.
Yeah.
Basically to try and be like a different to be a streamer that I watch, but be myself at the same time. This is why I always say to people that ask me, they're like, what advice can you give and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not an advisor or therapist, but what I will say is, don't worry about being the next big streamer. Be the first you. Kind of deal. That's what I say. So that's what I did. I pulled my money in, etc. I pulled my money into my stuff, upgraded my stuff, and try to be like these guys. And then I found roleplay. I found role-playing servers and stuff like that. I forgot that they existed. To be honest, yeah, I found out about 5M and stuff like 2 years before and stuff, when it was in the early days, etc. And then a thought crossed my mind one day. Someone talked about it in chat, talking about role-playing and stuff like that. And I was like, I'll think about it. And I go and see it. And then I went and looked how popular it was and looked how fun it was, and I was like, holy shit, this is cool. So one day, I fired the stream up. Let's go. I'm doing something tonight. I'm going to try GTA RP. And I've joined this server called Manchester Roleplay, which is a UK-based server out of the city of Manchester, run by people from Liverpool and Manchester.
Yeah.
Etc. It's got a crazy UK community at the time. This was a few years back now, man. Jesus, goddamn, you're taking me back. And my first experience of roleplay, I shared with the people that watched me, man, at the time, and I went in as what I call a complete self-insert. So I made myself as a character. And I went in and I didn't know what to expect, what to do. I just started talking to people.
Yeah.
Next minute you know, things are happening. I'm being taken hostage for fucking robberies. All this stuff's going off. I'm going crazy. Chat is laughing like crazy. They're loving this shit. I'm lapping it up. This is insane. And at the time, I wasn't even known. I don't even think that God, I can't even remember how many followers I had at this time. I don't even remember, dude. I think it was back at the time where I made this one Instagram post where I'd gotten 150 followers on my Twitch, the RP scene has just latched onto me like fuck. It just went, it just went boom. So what happened was, not even a few days went by where I'd ended one stream, and my character has instantly just disappeared on my screen, and then I've ended up like in some part of the map out in the wilderness somewhere. And it's like staff and admins. And they're all laughing. They've TP'd me they've teleported me after stream, and they're all laughing in a circle. They're crying, and they're like, "We've just found your streams. We think you're fucking hilarious, etc., etc. You're absolutely insane. This is great. And we'd love for you to play here and continue playing here." And I was just like, what the fuck? I was like, yeah, cool. Let's do this then. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And that was basically it. And then I started RPing and stuff and just messing around with characters and voices and voice acting and doing stupid shit and just playing to entertain and having fun, man. And it all just grew from there, dude. I started having loads of role players discover me and stuff. People in the server would watch me. People tell their friends, they tell their friends, they tell their friends. Started getting raids from people and stuff. It was, started getting raids from people, and I'm just like, whoa. I was like, this is nuts. Like I was like, it opened up a whole new world for me, man. Like the role play stuff that it was cracked. I never ever thought that shit would end up like this. This wasn't something I manifested, you know, and it just happened, and I was just like, fuck, and I just awesome. And I just kept going, dude. And here I am today, legit. Here I am today.
And now, you know, when it comes to, you know, you're just talking about raids, nothing really prepares you from going from, like, you have your little house party and then somebody brings their entire block party to your house. You know, do you remember some of the bigger raids that people did to you?
I think I think one of my most memorable raids I ever had was it was a few years back. It was from one of the top Call of Duty esports players in the UK. His name was Jukies. He's from Liverpool. And he plays for Red Bull. Oh, okay. And at the time he played for a clan called the Royal Ravens. I think it's the London Royal Ravens they were called. Etc. And this dude had rated me with like a 1,000 viewers, man.
Oh wow!
Like fuck yeah! I think that still to this day it was the only 4-digit raid that I ever had.
Yeah,
and it was absolutely like it was cracked. I was at the same time, as much as I wasn't prepared, I just went with it, man.
You sensed,
because that's the way I do it. That's the way I do things, right? That's the way I do things. Even if I'm not prepared for things, I don't expect it, man. If something happens, I'll fucking run with it. I don't care. Even if I don't know how to do something, guess what? I'm going to learn on the spot. I'm going to run this shit anyway. It's like, I don't know, say your car breaks down. You don't know what's going to happen. Guess what? I'm going to find out. I'm going to find out what this is right now. I'm going to get stuck into this shit right now. Might not know how to do this thing, but you know, that's a great example I can give, I guess. You know, so I just ran with it, but it is a scary experience, dude.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, because you end up putting yourself in a mindset, right, of going, oh my God, there's this many people in here right now.
Yep.
Imagine if I put these in a room.
Right.
So it's like, what the fuck? Like all these people are looking at me. I was like, you know what I mean? You start going a bit iffy, you know? You start getting a bit scared. But I just ran with it, man. Like legit, I'm cool like that. But yeah, it fucking did shit me up, dude. Had my heart going like crazy. Yeah. Yeah, good times, man.
Over the years, what have been some of the highlights that stick out for you that really like, wow, that was a pretty cool thing?
It's a pretty cool thing, dude. I think, do you know what? I'm going to go straight for the jugular with this one and say what happened like 2 months ago, because there's a lot of moments which happened, but I'm going to say the one which stuck out for me the most was getting partnered by Twitch when I was live.
Yeah. Oh, no way.
Because the scenario was fucking crazy. Let me tell you about this one, right? So I come up with this idea for fun, right? It was like a mockery, I guess, and just to take the piss. Like, you know how like some streamers they'll I don't know, like they'll write their names on something, or then they'll do like on a whiteboard or something. Yeah. They'll do their I thought, you know what? For every person that subs to me, I'm just gonna blow a balloon up for them and chuck it into the background for them right there. So I started doing that, and then I decided, you know what? I'm not committed. I'm gonna run this for an entire month. So I lived amongst all of these balloons in my home in my room for a month. What I didn't expect was to have nearly 2,000 balloons in my home.
Holy crap.
In the middle of the UK's biggest heat wave we've had in many years, which went on for literally a month. I spent my whole summer in my fucking home in boiling heat.
Surrounded by latex.
Surrounded by fucking latex, which is stinking out my house of rubber. Like, you know, my mum came to visit me, like to say hi and stuff, and see how I am and stuff. She's convinced I'm gonna die. She's just like, you've got too many chemicals in your home, too many balloons, you're gonna fucking die. I'm just like, shut up, we're good, everything's good, everything's good. You know, and that's literally the way it went. But I'd been trying to get partnered on Twitch for like 2 years, and I've been declined every time, and I had no reason. It didn't matter what metrics I had, no matter how many viewers I was averaging, no matter how many subs I'd gotten, no matter how much time I streamed. Excuse me, I would get declined every time, and I don't know why. So we came up with this giant running joke, really, in between, like an inside joke between me and a couple of communities. We all called myself a brand risk, right? Because of my Tourette's and stuff, and because of some of the crazy borderline terms of service things that I would say, and the stuff that I would shout, etc., etc., etc. And yeah, like it became a massive inside joke, and I'd always get the decline partnership for Twitch. I finally got partnered on the 8th time that I applied from Twitch. And, you know, I watched a lot of my buddies on the come up, and they all applied like first, second time, and they got it. And they all kept saying to me, "Ben, you're next. You're gonna get it, mate. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it." I never did. I never did. But I wasn't like. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't salty about it, because I was salty about it. But like,
how could you not be?
Exactly.
Your buds are getting it. You've got the viewers. You've got, why? Why are they?
And then, well, that's it, man. I was averaging like, and I still do now. I was averaging like 150 people a stream, etc. You know, what I mean? I'm doubling the partner ratio, whatever. I know my stuff, etc., etc. Like, it didn't matter what I did; they still wouldn't accept me. But then. It was like the stars aligned on the last day I was doing this balloon thing, right? And it was the last day because I was going to a gaming event that ran for a whole day in Manchester this summer. It's called Timeless Gaming Convention. It's basically one of the biggest arcades in Europe.
Oh, nice.
And, yeah, it's just the biggest arcade in Europe with like every retro game you can think of. They've got a giant gaming event on. Loads of brands go there. Like a giant networking crazy streamer event kind of thing, blah, blah, blah. And it was sold out. There was about 800 people there this year. And it was on the last stream I was doing, because the next day I'd misjudged my days because we were going up the day before the event. But my last stream was the day before we were traveling up there. I thought I had a 1-day gap to prepare myself and stuff before we went up to Manchester, but that wasn't the case. But anyway, I digress. So I'm on this last stream of this balloon. Bear in mind now, my room is full of balloons. It's going up to my neck. All right. I don't know how my entire PC setup, everything I ever put into and worked for, how it didn't all explode. I had one problem one day when I tried to turn everything on and nothing would turn on, probably because the static buildup, but I still ran with it anyway because I don't care. I just do things for fun, and if it's fun, I don't care. I'm sending it, even if it's a risk. Whatever. It's the way it is. And that was one of them things. So on the last day of doing this, chat is going insane. I've got so many balloons in my home, man, in this room, dude. They're up to my neck, man. I can't move. I can't read my screens. I can't read the chat. I can't focus on nothing. Music's playing. Everything's going insane, dude. I'm still pumping balloons up. People are pumping the subs in for these balloons, man. It would not stop. And what I did was I'd silently applied for partner, and I didn't tell none of my mods, didn't tell none of my closest people in the community, my closest friends, nothing. I silently applied a week before this stream. And every time I usually applied, I'd get a response back 24 hours later or 48 hours. This time it went on for like 9 days. So I was just like, when am I going to get this answer? This is weird as fuck. Right? But I just left. I didn't really think about it. I just applied silently, right?
Yeah.
The last half hour or so, 45 minutes of my stream, 20-odd Twitch staff roll into the chat whilst everything's going crazy.
Oh, shoot.
Every account name has a spanner next to their name, and it's just a train of Twitch staff going, check your emails, check your emails, check your emails. I knew what was about to happen, but I was like, nah, this isn't real. Right. I was like, this is... I was like, this isn't fucking real. I'm so... like all over the place because of all these staff just rolled into chat, and everyone's speaking, going, oh my god, and all this type of stuff that I've misinputted when I've typed my password in like 5 times in a row. So I've locked myself out of my email, right? I've locked myself out of my email. All the Twitch staff are like, right, check your notifications on Twitch. And then I finally got into my email and stuff anyway, and yeah. I had it right there. They accepted me for partner there and then off the bat when things were at its peak, and it was like the stars aligned that night, dude. Man. I know, and I accepted my partnership there and then on the stream. The community was going mental, like everyone was going mental. I was trying to keep it together because it wasn't about the partner status anymore. It wasn't about me getting verified anymore. It was kind of a personal battle to me because I felt like, fuck, if I could never get partnered by Twitch, that probably means that like I would never get taken seriously enough to be a part of branding or anything like that, or to get a sponsorship or anything like that based on based on things that I gang fuck your ass, based on things that I shout and basically can't control. So it was more of a personal battle to get verified rather than oh cool, I'm a partner now. I'm with all the I'm with all the big yeah. It was more of a personal thing. Yeah. And when that happened, I was just like shit, man. And yeah, the stars aligned that night, dude, and it was crazy. Man. But I kind of dug myself a giant hole because when they've all partnered me and everyone's going crazy and celebrating and stuff, I'm thanking the staff for being in the stream, and then I've instantly turned around and I've just shouted that they're all PDF files, and I've just gone, oh fuck. So basically, I've just called 20 Twitch staff a bunch of molesters, basically, and I didn't mean to, you know. We know what the correct word for it is, the PDF file. I've just shouted that word in its rawest form. I've just gone, you're all PDF, and I've just gone, fuck, and I'm screaming, and everyone's laughing like, even the staff are laughing. Even the staff are laughing. And I'm just like, fucking hell, what have I done? I felt so bad, dude. You know, like, I don't think anyone's really turned around on Twitch and decided to call a huge group of Twitch staff at one time that are in your chat a bunch of PDF files. But there we go. We keep it moving, you know. We keep it moving, bro. We keep it moving. But that definitely, to me, was a moment in itself that I'll remember forever, man. Was that one? Because there's been a lot of moments, dude, and when I've been streaming, there's been a lot of moments, dude. But this is that was definitely one of them problem moments, man. You know, I'll never forget that, dude. That's
excellent. That's so cool. And then what happens? You're off stream for the next few days because you're going to this gaming thing.
Dude, I've got off stream. My DMs are just flooded. Everything's going 100 miles an hour. The main part about that stream was I was going to pop every balloon when we ended, and by God, I did. And I brought an electric weed whacker in that I'd bought for the summer for my garden to cut bushes and stuff. And I've come in here with a weed whacker. I've nearly destroyed my cameras and stuff and whatever using this weed whacker. But I celebrated by popping every single balloon. It was like 1,700 balloons or something all in this room in my home and stuff. And it took me about 20 minutes to pop these things. I made sure I had the battery fully charged and stuff, and I was just running around with a fucking cordless strimmer.
Your poor cat.
Oh, the cat was safe. She was in my bedroom. Good. Yeah, I made sure of that, man. I made sure of that. But me and the cat basically suffered for like an entire month for that one.
Oh my Lord, that's too.
Yeah,
funny.
It was crazy. So I've popped all of these balloons, right?
Yeah.
There is rubber everywhere. Everywhere, inches thick off of the floor, my couch, all over my stream, all over the setup, everything. And you know what sucked? I was so, like, I guess tired and stuff and so crazy and amped up and everything after this stream that I remembered that I had to be at my streamer bud, Carlton the Welsh's house in Swansea, which is like 45 minutes away from me. I had to be there first thing in the morning, right? I had to be there first thing in the morning. I've ended my stream at like 12 at night and half 11 at night. I realize I've got to be in Carl's in the morning. I can't sleep now. My head is gone.
Yeah.
My fucking home is filled with latex off the floor, rubber to bits, right? And I've got to I got to drop my cat off to be looked after, and blah blah in the morning and stuff like that. Because I wasn't going to leave her here on her own.
Yeah.
Just because it would have taken me hours and hours to clean all this stuff up, right? So I spent my entire night frazzled, looking at my phone in bed, speaking to people, getting back to people because everyone was messaging me and stuff. I'm messaging everyone. It was crazy. So I didn't actually sleep for 48 hours. So I didn't sleep for 48 hours after I got partnered. I ended up going from here, dropping my cat off, leaving my home full of balloons and stuff for like 4 days.
Yeah.
When I've gone and done this event, and I've come home after it, dude. I've done this event and everything, dude. I've got home. I've got through my door. We've done like 5 hours of traveling in a car. I'm tired as shit.
Yeah.
We've all gotten drunk and crazy at this event. Blah, blah, blah. Met a lot of good streamers and had a great time. I've come home, I've opened my door, and I've just gone, fuck. I've just gone, fuck. The person who's looking after my cat, I was like, I'll pick the cat up tomorrow. I'll pick it up tomorrow. I've come home, my place is rammed, so I got straight to cleaning up all these balloons and stuff, man, because it was just insane, dude.
Oh my Lord.
It was insane. So yeah, those next few days and stuff, it was something. It didn't feel real, man.
Yeah.
It didn't. It didn't feel real, dude.
Yeah.
It was a crazy time. It really was, man.
And now, at that high, what have been some of the, harder things about hitting that go live button every day as a full-time creator?
So when you take my asshole, fuck your ass, shut up, Ben, shut up. There we go. I say that a lot too. I shout at myself to tell myself to shut up all the time. I tell myself to shut up all the time. I argue. So as like a full-time gig, man, when you take this kind of seriously, like, you know what I mean, depending on what you want from it, you're gonna go live even if you don't feel like going live. You know, you're gonna go live even when you don't feel like you don't go live, because you live for this stuff and this is what you do, right? You know, so the mental game, the mental challenge of streaming in itself is something. Yeah, it's just insane, dude. It's insane. It's like people don't talk about, and I don't think they talk about that enough, or stress the importance of it enough, man. That how mentally taxing it is on your brain to handle your life as well as content creation. My social life is like out the window. I have a lot of hobbies and stuff, dude, and all that type of stuff, man. I'm into all sorts, man. I love fucking motorbikes, dirt bikes, racing, fucking drinking beers, fucking airsoft. I do airsoft, man. I do all types. So I fly drones. I do all sorts of things, dude. I love bikes, guns, beers, all that type of stuff. I have a lot of hobbies and interests outside of streaming, man. But to be able to pursue those actively is insanely hard, dude. I give myself weekends to do that stuff. Even and sometimes I won't even go out and do things that I want to do, just because either I'm kind of tired or I just want to just chill, man. Yeah. You know? So the mental side of streaming in its own right, man, it's never ending, really. You know, it's a great thing to do, man. I live for this shit. I love it. And so do all of us other streamers, man. We all live for this shit and we love it. But you need an iron mind, man, to get through it sometimes. Yeah. You need the mental fortitude, man, of a fucking brick wall, not to let anything get to you, man, or get you down and stuff. Because it's like, as great as it is, you will be put through constant stress and stuff like that. You're always coming up with ideas. You're constantly thinking. Streaming, basically, when you're at a level with streaming where you do it so often, and it's basically your bread and butter. It's your living, essentially. It's a 24/7 gig. So when you're not streaming, you are constantly thinking about this. You're speaking to people. You're doing this, especially people that make content to post on social media, anything like that. YouTube, your TikToks, your Instagrams, all of that, man. It's a 24/7 deal. It's a 24/7 gig. And the mentality isn't talked about enough, because we're all invested into this so much every day that we barely make any time for ourselves, besides the days that we take off.
Well, exactly. And you think about it, you're talking about the mental aspect of it, is you go live, you got to be on, you can't be off. Nobody wants to watch a streamer who's just half-assing it. And then, you think about it, it's a one-way communication. You're just talking. You're not interacting with people. So you have that aspect of the deal with. There's, you don't get holiday or vacation pay. You've got to try to figure that in so you keep a solid mindset about the whole thing. Yeah,
solid income, and that's it. Streaming is, like, as great as it is, it's such a volatile game as well. You'll have some months better than others. Some months you might not, some months you might make enough to make ends meet. Some months you'll be absolutely overwhelmed. You'll be like, holy shit, I can't believe I did that well, It's a constant up and down game, man. We're all living our lives. So are the viewers, man. So are the people in your communities. We're all living our lives, dude. We're all doing things, So it's every day is kind of different. Yeah. Especially mentally, man. Every day is different. But guess what? I wouldn't have this shit any other way.
Nice.
I wouldn't have this shit any other way. And I bet you so many streamers will turn around and say that too, man. We live for this shit. And we love this stuff, man.
And now, for you just mentioned community. How would you describe your community?
Cracked. So let me tell you something about my community, right? I wouldn't even say mine. I'll say ours, right? Because there's so many mental people, man. So many fun people. So many outgoing people. So many crazy people. So many trolls. So many this. So many that. Yeah. My community kind of consists around 25 to 30 and 35-year-olds. Some are even 40. Some are even in their young 20s, right? And blah, blah. We're all adults, right? We're all adults. And because I'm so open as a streamer, all right, and stuff like that, things I'll talk about, etc., blah, 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 you know what I mean? I'll speak to people about basically anything besides crazy politics and toss stuff, right? No. Whatever. Yeah, whatever. But so I think like the community's fucking hilarious, right? Because the community love nothing more than to mess about and troll, right? And sometimes you'll think, what the fuck is up with these people? Are they crazy? But then when I touch on a subject or we get into a talk about something, you'll see everyone's sides come out then. And how switched on these individuals are and how cool some of these people are when you get to know them. So yeah, it's like a big party, man. You know what I mean? I'd like to say like, oh yeah, I'm one of these chill streamers, man. We have a cool community, but everyone's fucking crack. We're all having fun. Some people talk absolute shit, you know what I mean? But we're also they're also merry. We're also very serious as well. We all entertain each other as per se. It's like one big fucking party, like essentially, you know, it's fun, man. But like I said, as crazy as everyone is and how fun everyone is, when we get into like talks and stuff like that, if I end up talking about something on stream or whatever, blah, blah, everyone like chips their bit in and stuff, man. And there's so many cool people, man, in the community, dude. Nice. It's fucking crazy. And I am so fortunate to have this, man. I am so fortunate. Sometimes, dude, I'm not a crier, okay? Sometimes, man, I'll get off stream, bro. I want to fucking cry.
Oh, man.
Because some people are just so nice, man, and they're so fucking cool. And yeah, it's a surreal life to live, dude. It really is, man. It's a surreal thing. But what I would say is that, yeah, it ranges from like 25 primarily, like 35 years old. We're all kind of the same age, man. There's a lot of us in our 30s and stuff. A lot of people come by to act like big kids and to be funny and stuff. But at the same time, they're like serious. They're really enjoying the show and they're hanging out with us, man. You know what I mean? And like, yeah, it's a very hard one to explain, man.
Yeah,
shit moves so fast and just people are crazy, man. You know, some people like to come to just hang out and talk to me. Some people like to come by just to be hilarious and stuff and just lob jokes out and say just crazy fucking stupid shit and stuff. And but it's great, man. It's such a crazy mix of people. It's such a crazy mix of people, man, you know, and a lot of people will say like your influence and how you are kind of influences your audience and how they are. Yeah, and that is true in an aspect, man. That is definitely true in an aspect 100% in itself. And what I would like to say is that I think like it kind of gives people hope in a sense that anyone can really do this if you want to, you know what I'm saying? And like, I like to be a voice for a lot of people with Tourette syndrome too. I like to be that my voice for people because over the years, I've had countless like messages. They won't say it on stream. Some people say it on stream. Some people are too scared to say it on stream in case they get judged or whatever. Right. So they'll DM me just like, Ben, you've given me such confidence in my life. I've completely changed my life because of you. Like I have Tourette syndrome, blah blah. I'm too scared to go out in case I get bullied. All this type of stuff. And watching you has fully like inspired me to give myself the discipline to go out and live my life, and I have. And people have completely people like, especially other Tourette syndrome sufferers, they've changed their life. Essentially, they say they've changed their life through just consuming myself and listening to me on stream and seeing me and realize that I actually don't give a fuck. You'll have people out there that say, "Oh, I don't give a fuck, dude." That's their attitude. "Oh, I don't give a fuck," but they do give a fuck. I genuinely don't care. I'm doing shit whether I have Tourette's or not. You know. Yeah. And you know, life is extremely short, man. Yep. Life is extremely short. Yep. So anyone with problems or anything like that, man, if you're scared of things, man, don't be scared, dude. Just do it. I don't have a what if attitude. Yeah. I just go full send. Fuck it. Yeah, because I'll only regret the what if, right? Yeah. Yeah, that was something I was going to ask you is, have you had other people with Tourette's or other tics reach out to you and, say, just share their stories? That's awesome. Yeah, I've had a lot of people reach out to me, you know. A lot of people that are scared to accomplish things in their life, or people that have family. I'm sorry. So I've had people with family and have Tourette's, people's brothers, sisters, cousins, etc. And they're like, I've talked about you to them and stuff like that. And yeah, it's like a full circle thing because before streaming, I'd never met anyone else with Tourette syndrome. Right. So it was like a giant escape for me too. Yep. You know, because I'd gone the majority of my life really without meeting anyone else with Tourette syndrome. I'm the only one like me, but now you're meeting with something. Yeah, that's it, right? So it kind of blew my head off a bit because I was just like, I'm not the only only one.
Right,
This
yeah,
is
exactly.
This is great. This is great. So I got to meet a lot of people on a level too, and yeah, man.
Okay, excellent.
I just like to give the message that life is too short. If there's something you
100%.
want, and if there's something that you want in your life, go and do it. You gotta do it. Don't live with the regrets, man, and just full send it.
Yep.
Like fuck it. There's nothing. Who cares, man?
Yep.
Don't be scared. It's okay to be scared.
Absolutely.
But it's even better when you run at it head on. You know.
Yep. And now, you know, for people who are coming into your stream for the first time, what are they going to expect? You know, what is a Ben's stream?
So I have a weird way of greeting people. I don't care how many people that watch at the time, and like I don't think about that. Okay, because when you're in our streams, man, with our community, when you're watching me, dude, again, we're all the same. Yeah. We're all the same. So I have a habit of like making people feel very awkward on purpose. So what I will do is I like to give people undivided attention, even if it's for a split second. Like you know, it doesn't matter how many people there are on the view list. None of that, bro. If they like, I get followed. Like most times. If it's like a single follow, I'll just zoom my face right in, so I take up the full screen. And I'll just be like, "How you doing?" Sometimes I'll stare awkwardly at them for like 10 seconds. I won't even say nothing. Yeah. You know, I like to do weird, awkward, funny shit just because I can. Yeah. Because it's pointless, but it's funny. And I just like to have a laugh with people, man. You know, that's how I like to engage with people. That's kind of how I like to engage with people, especially like first off the bat, you know, like, I'll single someone out and just be like, "Yeah, what's up, man?" Because people don't expect it. Right. People don't expect that. If you've said hi to a streamer, you've gone in and they've just given their undivided attention, regardless of how many people are in your chat, and they've kind of fucked with you on a level. You're like, who the fuck is this guy? Right? Who is this guy? This is kind of crazy, man. You know? And then I like to mess with people, man, and it's just so fun, dude. And nice. But they will literally to expect something. They just expect a good time, dude. Yeah. Just expect fun, man. You know. Nice. I like to engage with people a lot. I like to talk to people a lot. I really do. Yeah. I like to talk to people a lot about anything, man, you know, because I really like relatability and charisma. Yeah. You know, I love that. I love like the relatability from others and the charisma and energy of these people and stuff, man. You know, like I try to get on with people, man. Nice. That's my jam. And you know, having, you know, talked to so many creators, you know, it seems like, you know, your communities are almost like that local pub. People come in and they hang out, and you're like the bartender, just, you know, sort of, you know, being a place, a good place for people to come and hang out. Yeah, literally, that is it, man. That is it. It's. I always believe in people can express themselves the way they want to be. Yeah. Just don't be a fucking asshole, man. Right. Please don't be a pedophile. Yeah, don't be one of those neither. There you go. Don't be one of them. Yeah, you're welcome. Don't be one of those neither. But no, but seriously, man, be who you want to be. Yeah. Just be fucking respectful to others, man. Yeah. That is it, dude. You can be whoever the fuck you want to be. Yeah. You know. But yeah, I mean, you'll have fun, man. And like I said, without the people, man, like, yeah, we're nothing, dude. You're not here. Yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean? I just love talking to people and just having a good time, dude. And now, away from streaming, you know, you talked about, you know, motorcycles, skating, things like that. What do you like to do off stream? When you're not streaming. When I'm not streaming, dude, I like to play Call of Duty in real life with fake replica guns because I think I'm a badass because I couldn't get into the military when I was a late teenager. So airsoft they just laughed or paintball? At me. Yeah, airsoft. Nice. I love airsoft. I love paintball too, but I airsoft more because I'm just in with all the airsoft guys, man. Nice. I love that shit. So I love airsoft. I like riding dirt bikes, man. Because I have a few friends that like race competitively and stuff. Yeah. So I'll go out with them on some weekends when they're not racing or competing and stuff. Obviously, it's all highly illegal, but whatever. It is what it is. We have a lot of like open wastelands and open casts and stuff where we ride bikes and stuff like that. Oh, nice. So I love to ride bikes, man. You know, I love technology, dude. I like going walking, man. Like I said, I love going along my local beaches, dude. Beaches, yes. You know, yeah. I go to arcades and stuff, man. I take myself on dates, essentially. Yeah. Like, I take myself on dates. All I need is a pair of fucking AirPods, dude. I'll take myself on a date. I'll take myself some nice food. I'll take myself to the arcades. I'll take myself to the beach. Yeah. I'm in the process of learning to walk my cat on a harness because I have a Siamese cat. Oh, nice. And she's like a very expensive cat. I always said one day, I'm going to get a Siamese cat, and I did. And she's an absolute terror, but she's beautiful, man. What's her name? And Her name's Nyx.
Okay.
So I named her after Greek mythology. So it's like, she's like the goddess of night and the daughter of chaos. She's the kind of cat that thinks she's a fucking cheetah and decides to run through my home at like 3 a.m. and just rip the place up, man. She comes on chat. She comes on stream, dude. She turns up and jumps on my table on stream. Chat absolutely adore the cat.
Oh,
they love the cat, man.
Nice.
They love the cat. So I'm into all sorts, dude. Honestly, even if it's just driving my car, man.
Yeah.
Even if it's even simple things like driving my car.
Yeah, just escaping.
I'll just jump, chuck some music in, man. I'm away. I'm gone.
Yeah. Over here, we have, talking about arcades, we have like a pub with all the old retro arcades games in there, and it's the best, man. Nothing beats those old arcade games.
Yeah, so there ain't places like that are local to me. In my town, I have an arcade next to a beach, right?
Yeah.
But if a place like that, like a cool and hip place like you have, like a pub full of retro games and stuff, we only get them in the cities. So you have to travel quite a bit to get to that, man.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I love those places, dude. Like we had in Wales, in South Wales, we had the first community meetup, which was officially powered by Twitch. That's only just gone. It happened several weeks back.
Yeah.
And a ton of Welsh content creators and streamers and the communities. We all got together, and it was massive. It was the first meet. It was on September the 14th, and the only reason I remember that was because it was my birthday on the same day, and I got rolled as much as I do in chat. At that event, because everyone wouldn't stop singing happy birthday to me. And there was hundreds of people there, dude. It was fucking crazy. But yeah, and we ended up after the big meet, after that community Twitch event, we went to one of those gaming bar places.
Yeah,
it's called NQ64 in the UK. It's a chain of clubs which they have a bar and stuff. It's essentially a pub where you play video games and get wrecked, man. I love those places.
And now, speaking of Twitch, any chance you're gonna be at a TwitchCon up anytime soon?
Next year, dude.
Oh, nice.
I'll be going next year. So I've actually got plans that if I save enough, I'm putting together an IRL rig.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's many streamers out there with Tourette syndrome that will happily live stream a TwitchCon and the traveling and everything as much as they can through an IRL rig, and be at high risk from the public because I'm shouting crazy fucking things which might get me stabbed. Because that's the reality of it. Yeah. Because that's the reality of it, dude.
Yeah. And now
I can't wait.
Speaking of Twitch, now that you've partnered, have you seen other Twitch streamers with Tourette's, being partnered, or are you the, one of the few?
So to be honest, I'm one of the few. There's a lot of us, but there's very few of us at that level, should I say. Did I say? But there's quite a lot of us, man. Nice. There's quite a lot of us. Obviously, everyone knows who Sweet Anita is. She was she done a lot for everyone, man, of exposing Tourette syndrome. Huge awareness, man. Like Sweet Anita is amazing, dude. Honestly, like people kind of call me like the male Sweet Anita on steroids. That's what people are that's what people kind of call me. Like they're always comparing me to Sweet Anita in some sense, especially when I do like just chat and stuff, etc. But yeah, Sweet Anita did amazing things, dude. She's a really, really cool cat, that one, man. She's fucking awesome, dude.
Pardon my ignorance, but who is Sweet Anita?
Basically, she's a streamer from London, England, and she has Tourette syndrome. And she blew up on the internet, man. Like through her Tourette's and stuff like that. And she's a very smart, switched on individual. Yeah. And she does a lot of just chatting streams and stuff. And she can talk about anything and everything, dude. Oh, cool. And everyone knows her for that. And she made a massive name for people with Tourette syndrome. Yeah. Just in life in general, man. Yeah. Nice. she was the one to do it big time. And I absolutely love that, man. And it's people like her and stuff that I could say I idolized at some point because they did so much, man. It's nice. It's so fucking cool, man.
All right, well, hey, Ben, we made it to the end of the pod. You survived, but like with all guests, before I let you go, I looked for you to recommend or shout out somebody in your circle that would have a good story to come on and share.
I have two people I have in mind right now.
All right.
And I don't care how biased this is. One of my close dudes in this streaming scene, his name is Carlton. His name is Carlton the Welsh.
Okay.
Remember that name, Carlton the Welsh. He's an insanely good streamer, dude. He lives about 45 minutes away from me. He's one of my good buds. He's a multiple indie horror game title winner.
Yeah.
Insanely interesting. A very insanely interesting individual. Most people just want to talk to him just because of his mustache.
Okay.
He has an insane mustache. He's like his own Jack Black, but he's better.
Oh, okay.
He's like his own Jack Black, but he's better. But he's basically essentially a full-time streamer. He works a job too.
Yeah.
But he streams quite a lot per week, and he's really putting it in right now, and he's going places with it. And me and Carlton, we've been kicking it for the last few years, man. We have so we kind of have like the same community, I guess, but like we're both incredibly different in what we do. But we go to events together. We're doing Twitchcon in Rotterdam next year together and stuff like that. We're both really good buds, and I believe that he'll have an insanely great, charismatic story to tell.
All right.
He's funny as hell. You need to check out Carlton the Welsh, but I'm going to say one more person too.
Okay.
And that is probably one of the most interesting people that has been in my circle since very, very early on, and that's Spring Peak, the guy who got me on this podcast. Yeah. Insanely talented, dude. Insanely talented, insanely interesting. He does mad work. Honestly, he's cracked. He used to work for Team Alpine in Formula One.
Oh wow!
On multi-million-dollar machines and stuff for making parts for all the cars and all that type of stuff. Now again, a massive escape from Tarkov fan, has incredible knowledge about the industry and everything in it. You know, he's essentially a manager. I could call him because he's so smart and so switch on and knows so much and is so integrated with all the news that's going on within the streaming scene. This scene, he's so fucking interesting, man.
All right,
but they're both my brothers, and I would absolutely love a podcast with these guys. Seriously, you got to check out Carlton, man. He's honestly, it'll speak for itself. Well, trust me, you'll be glad you asked me. I promise.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, good stuff. You know, where can people find you?
People can find me on Twitch under the name ThatTourettesGamer. It's that simple. You type in the word Tourette's into Twitch and you will find it. Instagram, ThatTourettesGamer. X.com, ThatTourettesGamer. It's that simple. And the clue is in the name. And the only reason I chose that handle was because it does what it says on the tin. I have Tourette's and I play games. I wasn't cool enough back then to come up with a cool name, which I wanted. And everything I wanted was taken. And I can't even get TTG that I wanted because Twitch won't allow me to have a three-character name. Otherwise, I was gonna do a complete rebrand to just TTG because everyone knows what TTG stands for now anyway within the community. Yeah. But hey, that's the way it is. You know what I mean? What you want and what you get in life are two different things. But I'm never going to complain, and I live for this shit. So.
Excellent. Well, hey, man, thank you so much. It was wonderful to meet you, and best of luck.
Bud. Thank you very much, man. You have a good one.